and welcome back. This is going to be episode 16 of the i200 restoration series. So you've probably noticed here, since the last video we was still working on this side. We've now moved over to this side of the car, which is the passenger side. I haven't really done much videoing of doing the swan necks or the chassis rails or the jacking point or the floor pan, because you've already seen all this on the other side. So I thought, rather than bore you all replicating everything I've already shown you on that side again on this side, I'll just blast through this lot as quick as I can to save spending hours and hours on editing videos and messing around with cameras and so on. So basically what we've done now is we have made the inner chassis rail all the way across. That's all now installed. We did refit the jig to make sure that the mounting points are in the right positions, so that's all good, that all fits properly. We've stitch welded the inner chassis rail to the floor pan, and then obviously welded it into the existing inner chassis rail there. That's nice and strong now. So we've also then put the outer cover on of the chassis rail. We fitted the outer swan neck cover, and we have fitted the jacking point. Floor pan is now installed. There's still lots of work to do on this splashback. We've still got to get up into this inner wing area. We've still got to do the A-post closing panel. We've still got to do the A-post outer skin. The inner A-post requires some repairs there as well. And I've also got to, once I've repaired this and made that solid, we've then got to tie that inner A-post to the jacking point, same as we did over on that side, which is on one of the previous videos. I've also cut out a large section of the inner sill there, because that was quite soft. So I thought, while I'm at this point, it just does not make any sense to leave that to cause problems for any future owner of this car. We want this car to be nice and strong and last for a good period of time before anybody has to think about any rust repairs again on this car. So we've cut that section out, we've made a new section and welded that into the inner sill. Obviously we've removed the outer sill skin by unpicking all these spot welds across there, and obviously the spot welds across the top as well was removed. I'm now moving my way into this inner rear sill. I did do a previous video on this as well on the other side, so I'm basically going to be replicating this again. I did show you how much rot was in there on a previous video. That's all now been cut out. I'm obviously going to get in here and clean all this stuff up. A lot of this is just rust, sorry, from cutting all this rotten section off. So this should clean up pretty well. We'll then treat it, prime it all, and obviously start to rebuild this inner sill section, because this is where a lot of the strength is. As you notice here, the jacking point currently isn't attached to anything because I've removed all that inner structure. So we're going to crack on. We're going to get this inner section done. We're then going to fit the outer sill skin temporarily using self-tappers, same as we did on that side, and we're then going to trial fit the door. Hopefully that'll all line up, and then we can get this sill welded in and finished off, and then we can move into the wheel arch and into this lower rear quarter section here. And obviously the spare wheel well still needs doing, and some repairs to this lower rear panel there as well. And we also still need to get up into the battery tray area over there, but there is quite a lot of work been done. There's quite a number of hours gone into this, which I've not videoed for the reasons I explained earlier. I didn't want to bore you guys with replicating all this again. So let's get cracking, let's get this done. Right guys, so we've got the sill just sort of in a rough position now. We've put some self tappers in there, just as we did on the other side. So that's somewhere near in a good enough spot for trial purposes. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to roll the car back over, get it back upright, and then I'm going to go and get a door out, put a door on, just check the panel gaps again, same as we did with the other side. Hopefully it'll line up well enough down here to where we can then take the sill back off and cut this to size. So hopefully that will all go to plan. Once we've got that sill cut out, we're going to then butt weld it all the way around, and obviously spot weld it onto these seams here and onto these edges there. And then once we've got that in and we've got some strength back in this side of the car, we're then going to cut this out, this A-post closing panel, get that gone. And we're going to fit the panel which we got from Dave, and hopefully that'll fit nice and tight. And then we can get up into these areas that we've been trying to get to for a while, into the inner wing, and then off into the battery tray and the washer bottle area, and get this section here finished off on the front chassis rail. So let's get a move on and get that bit done. That's the wing and the door, just put on for test purposes. Again, just checking these panel gaps. This gap here doesn't seem too bad. I mean, these was never 100% even from new on these cars. So as long as they're somewhere near, that'll do us, and it's close enough at that. And then as you can see down there, it's pretty hard to see. Bit of a poor light there for that one, but anyway, that panel gap across the sill there is nice and even. You can get a better shot of that. It's quite even all the way down there. So that'll do. So what we're going to do now we know that's in a good workable position, we are going to draw around this sill all the way around the door and everything, anywhere we need to cut out, and then we're going to take that sill back off and we're going to cut these sections out so that we can get it nice and tight and pressed in, and then we can get it all butt welded, tacked into place. So we'll get that done now, and then we're going to move on up finally into this area and that area and this A-post closing panel. As you can see there, we've now got another great big hole to deal with. So I've cut this A-post panel off, and while I've got this off, I just thought it makes sense to, while I've got ease of access into the battery tray area, I may as well get all this out in one lump. So we've cut all this off. Obviously I still need to take these spot welds off there, the grinder, same on there. The battery tray actually folds down there, which gives the A-post closing panel something to spot weld to, just to hold that nice and strong. So we will be putting them spot welds back in there. I'll just get under the car. As you can see, we've cut a very large hole out of the battery tray area. The old panel is down there, which was quite rusty, and did have some old repairs in it as well, so best thing is to just cut the whole thing out. So we've got our new battery tray here. This is one of Dave Deakin's panels. This is the first one of these right-hand battery trays that I've ever used. So we're going to see how this fits. I've actually had left-hand battery trays off Dave before. That fitted fine, so there's no reason why this won't fit. Looks a really good quality panel, to be fair. So I've cut the hole out for that. That is now, I should, oops. Struggling with one hand here, guys. Just bear with me a sec. It's going to fit in that hole like so. Obviously we've still got this area there that we need to fabricate a patch for, but we're going to do that from the underside when we roll the car back over, and then the A-post closing panel will get rid of all this area there. I don't actually need this return flange on the edge of here. I'm going to actually cut this flush and weld all the way along there so I can grind that back. I don't want this step in the panel. That's just going to cause me a weld edge that I'll never get rid of. Obviously with it being in the engine bay, it's going to be seen quite a lot, so we want to get this patch as neat and tidy as possible. So that edge is going to come off and we'll just butt weld that up. So I'm going to try and get this tacked in now, and I'll be back in ammo. Right guys, so that's the A-post closing panel tacked into place. We've still not managed to get into the chassis rail or into this inner wing area. This has took quite some time. I still need to drill out the holes for the plug welds to tie this into the battery tray on the inside. But we've got the battery tray tacked into place. That went in pretty well. Really nice fit, that was. So there's a lot of messing about being able to get that panel. So that's gone pretty well. And what else did we do? The sill. The sill's now all spot welded into place. We've tried the door on, the door fits well enough. We've tried the wing on and that fits well enough. We've actually cut the top section of the old wing rail out, because obviously this section of the panel comes with that piece on, so we're going to reuse that. I am going to cut out this section here and put a new piece in there, because as you can see there's quite a large hole there that I didn't realise until I started grinding it was actually filled with body filler, so that needs to be done. I've still got all this A-post to do yet, that's why I've not welded the sill to it, because this is going to have to come out from around about here, and I'm going to put a piece into this line all the way down, get rid of all this garbage, and then we've still got some fabricating to do in this lower area there where the floor pan's been replaced. What happens is the floor pans slit, that's how they come. So obviously this section needs pulling out now, pulling round to get it into the correct spot, and then we can fabricate a small piece just for that section there, what's missing, and get all that in. So that's going to be it for tonight guys. It's getting on again, it's pretty late. So that'll do for now. It's quite a bulk of progress done. That battery tray's been annoying me, so I've been saying I'm going to get to that for a while now, so I'm glad I've got that in place. So I'll see you on the next one.